And everyone on this lovely morning. It is Thursday. Hope you're having yourself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. So one cup of coffee, then I'll go. As you see, it's full moon. The moon is bright in the sky. Yes, we are into the 6th day of November. But wherever you're watching from, hope you and your family is safe, which is the most important aspect of our life. Is we are alive and well. We are above earth, so we have to give thanks to the Creator to wake us up, because we can't do it all by ourselves. But blessings to you and your family. So this morning we're gonna talk about the government shutdown continues. So Donald Trump continued to set records when he was 47 and 45 and now 47. So 45 and 47 continue to set records with the most shutdown in history. Today is the 36th days and counting for the government shutdown. Donald Trump started to blame his Republican senators. So they need to get rid of the filibuster, where you gotta have 60 votes to pass a bill. Because Donald Trump alone can't get things done. He get to realize now and learning the hard way that people of his own party are turning on him, so he's turning on them as well. So both parties are playing tit for tat. If you don't give me what I bargained for, I'm not gonna give you what you bargained for. While the American people wait and wait and wait and wait, we see where the FAA, they're cutting a lot of flights. Over 40 states, they're gonna cut hundreds of flights because they say they don't have enough air traffic controller working, and they don't have enough TSA workers as well for those long lines and all those flights in the air. And we see where the SNAP, which is Supplement Nutrition Assistance Program, where over the weekend, where they cut it. So people who live in and the government said they're tired of you living on the government, so they're cutting all the programs. The ACA, Affordable Care Act, Donald Trump and the Republican Party want to get rid of that. So that's one of the bills that the Democrat is fighting to keep, and Obamacare as well. Obamacare is where you go to the marketplace and get health care for you and your family. Easy 38, 26. Blessings to you and your family this morning. Hope you and your family are safe and having a wonderful morning. But if you're just tuning into the live, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Tampa _1960 TV. where we keep you up with what's going on in America and the Caribbean. So yes, Donald Trump and the Republican Party continue to set records high for the longest shutdown in America history. The federal government shut down for 36 consecutive days and counting. What are your thoughts this morning? You say, why would a Democrat not come and vote? Why you gonna vote when you need to negotiate? First, you gotta negotiate before you vote. I talk. That's how you vote, right? You negotiate, then you vote. It's a bargain chip. They say, I give you potato, you give me banana. So if we can't bargain, then hey, it's not gonna be a vote. And you gotta remember, it's not the Democrat who shut down the country, it's the Republican, and the Republican government shut down the country. So why do the Democrat need to vote? If you're a logical thinker, if you're thinking for yourself and not for a party. Millions of lives have been affected by the lockdown. The shutdown for 36 days, that's more than a month. So if you getting paid weekly, you like what, 7 weeks you haven't get paid. And if you're getting paid bi-weekly, then it's what? You miss 3 paychecks. So ask yourself the question. Donald Trump said he will not negotiate with Democrats. Democrats demand that the Republican president negotiate with them. And he said he's not negotiating. But because he lose those 3 seats on Tuesday, then he demand that his senators get rid of the filibuster rule in Senate, which is you got to have 60 to pass any bill in the Senate. Country, they don't matter if Democrat or Republican, because you got to blame the government. The government is the party in power. They are the government. And for your government to shut down the country, what that tell you? Your first line of defense is your military. And they haven't getting paid. Now ask yourself a question. Why you work? You work because of love? You work because of the passion you have for the job? Or you work because of money? The bottom line is money. So if I don't get paid or not getting paid, I'm not going to work. Well, I'm going to go to work and I'm not getting paid. And each one of the military family, they have to go into food bank and pantry and new birth to get in food for their family. But if you're in America and your government shut down on you, what that tell you? federal is not federal anymore because the only people are benefiting from federal is the senators, the congressman and woman, and the president. They are the one who getting paid. Out of no other federal workers is getting paid. So they need to change it. You are not federal workers. Because if you're a federal worker, you're still getting paid while they negotiate. But if you're living in America, it's going to be drastic over the next several weeks because people are going to start to get hungry and they're going to be desperate. And desperate time call for drastic measures. Because the president not going to negotiate with the Democrats. So we're not going to have a reopen of a shutdown in because Mike Johnson said he don't know when the country going to reopen. I think what happened when they shut down the country, they never have a timeline of when they were going to reopen the country. So because they don't have a timeline of reopening of the country, then they don't know when it's going to reopen. They know when it was going to shut down. The last day of September, they know that, which is the 1st of October. But what can go so? What can go so? Our country shut down while people are suffering. All because the president want to get rid of Obamacare, ACA, SNAP programs. And we could name all the programs that the government want to get rid of. He tried on his first term when he was 45th president. So he come back with a vengeance because he controls the Senate and the House this time. So because he controls the Senate and the House, he said, hey, we're going to do what we didn't do the last time. And that's what he's doing. People must understand, the elected official, they don't work on your behalf. They work on the interests of their friends, who is millionaire and billionaire, while the poorer class suffer. If it was affecting the millionaire and billionaire, the country would have reopened long time. Because the other call for him to, hey, Mr. President, we're losing millions of dollars or billions of dollars. So the country would have reopened long time. And in the first place, the country would shut down. Because they would be on some Gulf retreat somewhere and they'll discuss it. They lose bargaining points, mainly the suffering of the people. Well, you got to blame the president. The president was the one who locked down the country. So, you tell me, I took her. If you are a logical thinker and you're using common sense, if you have a program that was running for years and years, and you see nothing wrong with that program, it's benefiting a lot of lives. Living in a first world country, you're not in a third world country. And you shut down the country and your people. All because you say you want to get rid of health care, Medicaid, Medicare. And you are opposition. Would you vote for the country reopened when they want to cut those programs? I'm just asking a question. And you say you're blaming both parties. No, you can't blame both parties. The country was running just like tariffs. Those tariffs benefiting you? They can vote on essential personal and relief benefits. Yes, but that's just part of it. Because when they were shutting down the government, they should have think that out before they shut down the country or shut down the government. Because if you keep on voting for part, then part of the bill gonna keep on chip away. And sometimes the deeper you dig yourself in, then it's harder to get out. So you just have to give in. And most likely that's what the Democrats not trying to do, to dig themselves in that they boxed in that they can't get out. So they're rather not to vote on any bill. Because if you're gonna vote partial for the country to reopen on part of the bill, then if it's a catch and they catch you, then you'll be like, wow, you just get caught for them to open part and then get rid of a part of the bill. Both parties have to negotiate. Say he wanna what? Drain the swamp? Yeah, they always shut down every time, but not this long. The two longest is under President Trump. But if you look, he's the only man who benefiting in the shutdown because Marca is selling like crazy. Everywhere you look, you see Marca hat. Make America great again. Everywhere you look, it's only his product he's selling. And where does he product make? In China. When you go to the supermarket or to the store, it costing you more because of tariff that he bring in. The shutdown don't benefit the poorer class. Yeah, but the shutdown starts in December. That time when you was in the Marine. So if it starts in December, then hey, it will goes up until January. But question for you, Itoka. Do you believe that your government have the military best interest at heart? Just asking you a question. Our first line of defense, which is the military. Because if he have your best interest at heart, you won't shut down the country in the first place. Because you can't imagine you serving overseas and you haven't get paid. And your family back home have to pay all those bills. And you don't have a savings. You have 3 or 4 or 5 kids, young children to feed. What do you think gonna happen? And maybe that state that you're living in, you don't have a family member where you could call on for help or assistance. They have independent benefit for their people, but a lot of the states, they cut in a lot of funding. A lot of funding cut. Because if your family used to get like 750 for benefits, they cut it down to like 250. I think that's what some people were saying. Yeah, but if they are doing delay pay, why not tell you? Because remember, if you got to pay your bill on the 6th and you pay it on the 7th or the 8th, come with late fees and it accumulates. But when you're voting for your representative, you got to be selected. You got to do your due diligence and background check and everything before you vote them in. Because most of these politicians, as they call it, is politicians. Because they are tricksters. They play tricks on the mind of the poor and needy and only help the rich and greedy. Yeah, they cut other programs. Yeah. But just like you said, they get what? How much $1 million the other day from anonymous person to help pay. But you don't want that. The country was running fine. And if the country is running fine, why you need to cut programs? All because you want to say, make America white again? But it's not just affecting the black and the brown lives, it's affecting the white. Because I see where a lot of them start complaining, like, oh, we sorry we vote for Don Hub. Oh, yeah, he said, like, get rid of all the Mexicans or the Latinos out of America. They are here illegally. That's what he was saying. But when he started round up the guy who cut your lawn, the guy who is a carpenter, the guy who fix your home, now you can't get anybody to do no work at your home. You'll be like, what? Mr. President, that's not what we vote for. You say you was going to get rid of all the illegal ones and the ones that who are creating mayhem and the one who have a criminal history. Those are the one who you say you were going to get rid of. Not Julio. Julio is a good guy. Julio been here 20 years. He cut our lawn every day or every week or once a month. Not him. He have his family. They're doing good. He have a TIN number. He's paying his tax. But Donald Trump said no. He have ice running in the streets like water. Can't cool. Just running down people, tackling them, bruising them up in the street. 70-year-old man was brutalized by ICE agent. He don't understand English. You can imagine you're living in a country where you fear the worst. You can imagine your father, or your grandfather, your great-grandfather is 70 years old, walking in the street and some masked man just come up on you like, hey, put your hand behind your back. You don't understand English. And next thing you're on the ground, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys on top of you, beating you, manangling you. How do you feel? You know you haven't done anything wrong. You just moved to America for a better life to support your family. But the president and his administration don't see like that. So he's willing to break all the rules and all the law of the land. Change the constitution every chance he gets. But if you're living in America, as Louis Farrakhan said, chicken coming home to roost, you see where racism is at a high. Where a man could tell you and call you the N-word any chance he get if you are black. But I tell them we're living in a civilized time. I'm not from America, I'm from Jamaica. So if you call me the N-word, I don't care. It's like nothing to me. Because in Jamaica, we don't talk like that. So that's a cuss word that they use and call you the N-word. Because in Jamaica, we say word is wind. Stick and stone will break your bone, but words will blow away, just like the wind. But if you're just waking up on top of the morning to each and every one of you, you and your family hope you are safe. If you are in Jamaica and the Caribbean, we are praying for you and with you that you get all the necessary help and assistance that you need. We see Jamaica where the government is delaying a lot of help and assistance, but we are getting help from overseas. So all the countries that flooding in Jamaica, we just want to tell them thanks for their contribution. From the Cayman Islands to United States to UK to Honduras, El Salvador, and Canada. Thank you for voluntary work, and we thank you for your donation and your contribution. We're gonna need it. But we see where our government in Jamaica put up on their website asking for funding. Do not send no fund to the Jamaican government. Do your research. Please do your research. Do not send any funding to the Jamaican website. Send it to either Food for the Poor or a charity organization in Jamaica. When the money goes to Jamaican government, they're not dispersing the money right. They're not distributing the money right. The people not getting the money. They're taking the money for themselves. Since burial, a lot of people still in shamble from burial. And burial is what? Almost what? A year ago. And they haven't get any benefits or any help from the government. Yeah, the government in Jamaica is parliamentarian. Yeah, they are. It's parliament. Yeah, but they are a bunch of criminals, especially Prime Minister. Yeah, we see where Hurricane Melissa destroyed the western part of Jamaica. Like where I'm from, like Hanover. So it's like what, six to seven parishes get hit by Melissa. They say they still search and rescue. A lot of places the water haven't receded. So you have a lot of water still on the ground. In some part they say they're getting rain, so it's disheartening and heart wrenching to know that you're voting and you vote for a person to represent you, but they're not representing you. It's just what they can get out of it. But as the song said, we shall overcome. It shall pass. It's a new day, it's a new light. But the people of Jamaica are suffering. They're in dire need of help. And the help is not coming fast enough. Ah, they mostly need water, but they need food. Because you can only drink water for so long. The water will fill your belly, but if there's no food in your belly, what happens? You're going to be like Joan Dry Joan by drinking all that water. They need the western part of the island, because it's not everywhere got affected. We have 14 parishes in Jamaica, and it's what, 7 parishes get hit. So we have Hanover, Westmoreland, Trelawney, St. James, St. Elizabeth, part of St. Anne's, and part of Manchester. Yeah, so 7 parts get affected by the hurricane. And I tell you, when they send a picture from Western Hanover, it's devastated. If you're living in a boarded house, the infrastructure is no more. A couple of my friends, they pass away because when they look behind and see the rubbles, they know they have no home, so they have no hope. They have no hope of rebuilding because they don't believe in their government. So because they don't believe in their government, they have no hope. When all hope is gone, because when you vote in a government and you have no vision, the people will perish, and that's what's happening right now in Jamaica and in America. The people are suffering and perishing because the government don't care about the poor and needy. They're only helping the rich and greedy. Yeah, they need fresh water, but Jamaica have Jamaica have springs all over. Jamaica have springs all over. Yeah, which that's great. And I tell you, that Hurricane Melissa wasn't a joke, man. People telling me that they're in a concrete structure and the house was vibrating, and it was just wind at 185 miles an hour. Picture yourself in a concrete structure and it's vibrating. I see a video, a lady was in her bed, and when she looked, she was looking up in the ceiling, in the sky. The roof was off the house. I thank God that the hurricane didn't hit in the night, as they said it was gonna hit at 2 a.m. If it did hit at 2 a.m., we would have thousands of lives lost in Jamaica. But because it hit at 11 a.m. in the morning, then a lot of people could see things and see their way around. Because imagine you have no light in the dark, in the night. Yeah, I have like about what, 6 barrel already. Have clothing and non-perishable item. So yeah, we here in Atlanta trying to do our part to help out our people in need in Western Hanover. Because we're gonna need all the help we can get with our hands and our heart. It shall pass. It shall pass, my brother. People are calling, crying in every day. A lot of them is giving up. A lot of them is giving up. But how can you give up when the storm already passed? If the storm passed over you, I'm in my lane. You know, see, this is the truck. The truck driving too fast around the bend. If the truck driving fast around the bend, then he gonna come over in my lane. Hey, I don't worry about him coming over in my lane. If he hit my car, then hey, I'll be all right. He driving too fast around the bend. It seemed like he never know that the bend was that steep. But that's how the way the tractor trailer they drive. Must be a new driver and don't know the road. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful morning. It's not that cold this morning. It's on the cool side. But if you just start watching the live, hope you and your family is safe wherever you're watching from. It's a blessing, it's an honor, and a privilege each morning. Tell you what's going on in the neck of our woods while I drive to work. This is where I said so long, bye bye. Have yourself a safe and a productive day. And just remember that God is great, so just keep the faith because we are alive and well. Whatever we lost or lose, we can always gain back. We may not see it now, but hey, it shall restore. Is your family safe in Jamaica? Some of them, they don't have anywhere to stay because their houses are blown away. So yeah, I tell you that Hurricane Melissa bring destruction to the land. It destroy a lot of houses, a lot of crops. Yes, yeah, we prayed for them, but we also sending aid for them. I said, but prayer without work is dead. Faith without work is dead. So we are doing both. We are praying and we're also sending aid for them. I told her, man, I appreciate you and thank you for praying. And you and your family do the same and stay safe. Well, in 2 hours, I'm almost at work. So, my brother, and stay safe and just continue to pray because Jamaica gonna need all the prayer and America gonna need all the prayer as well because we don't know how long our government gonna continue the shutdown. Yep, and it's affecting a lot of lives. But blessings, and this is where I say so long, bye bye, as Marco Garvey would say, one love, one aim, one destiny. I'm out. Blessings.